if you have a good mastermind and they're vetted, the people in the room, you build this bond with each other that you all will support each other and go to battle.
Inspiring you to reach your goals and live your dream. This is the Keaton Nelson Show.
Alrighty, guys. I have a wicked awesome treat for you today. Brandon T. Adams. This guy's an expert video marketer, and he's up to a whole bunch of stuff. We're gonna get into it today. Brandon, thank you so much for being on the show today, brother.
Thanks for having me. Really excited to jump in and share all I know.
Awesome, man. So I'd like to bring a story into it. I know we're limited on time here today, but where how did you grow up, man? Were you rich, poor, your parents together? What was it like, man, growing up?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was rich. My father. So I grew up in Northeast Iowa. I'm actually, it's funny. I'm recording. I'm in a camper in Minnesota right now, in the middle of nowhere. So I'm off the grid a little bit, and I've always been off the grid from where I came from. Town of 700 people. My dad sold ice for a living, so he was always an entrepreneur, and so I got to see at a young age what it was like to work in the ice business. So selling like packaged ice, when you have a drink, you put your cubes in. So we sold a lot of ice, and that was how I learned this whole entrepreneurship thing. I got to see my father when I was like 5 years old. I remember this, working with him, going on the ice routes, but then I got to see him work with customers, and I got to see him build a business. I saw the ups and downs. I didn't really understand it back then, but like looking back on it when we're going through the obstacles, I get it now. And so that really formed me into who I am. And I remember working for $10 a day to $5 an hour to $8 an hour to 10 to 15. And so I worked my way up, and I really had to, if I wanted something, I had to work for it. And so I was not rich. Definitely had to work for everything I got. And I'm very grateful because it taught me so many lessons, and it taught me the ability of communicating with others, because what I did in the ice business applies to what I do when I'm closing $1 million deals, when I'm going and putting on events, or I'm working with big companies. It all applies because it comes down to humans connecting, communicating, building value, building a relationship, and just really being a great person and making sure you deliver what you say you're going to do. I'll say one thing my dad taught me was, if you are going to do something, if you say you're going to do it, you do it, but also always provide a great experience and great customer service. And so I've taken that model in everything that I do in business. And I think everybody should look at it as, how can you provide a great experience? Because if you can create a great experience for somebody, they're not only going to work with you longer, but they're going to tell other people about you. So that's my background. That's where it started, in Iowa, selling ice.
Yeah, that's cool, man. And I totally agree with you, man. Like, it all comes down to integrity. And that's another thing, like taking it to a whole new level, the experience, dude. People will buy an experience, and rightfully so.
They will.
Yeah. And what are you up to now? I feel you got a million things happening, but what are you most excited about? And maybe just a general background of how do you feed your family? How do you put money in your pockets and stuff like that?
Yeah. So I'll give you a quick, just how I got into what I do is, so I help people with really helping them utilize video to grow their business, but also I advise and help grow companies through connections, my knowledge of video background, marketing, relationships. But I started in crowdfunding. So I was helping people raise money on Kickstarter and Indiegogo. Cool. That went into other areas like traditional fundraising, raising for companies. But then I got into video production, because one of the things I found was the key component to raising money for anything was telling a great story, but specifically doing it through a video. And so once I realized that, I started doing my own video production. I started doing my own TV shows. And then that got me more into creating high level video content. We did the Think and Grow Rich movie. We did TV shows that won Emmys. That was the stuff that was building my brand, but also building a lot of opportunities for myself. How do I feed my family and pay the bills? Well, that was a long play for me. I found ways to make money, but not making a lot of money in terms of I was on a yacht. But then what I understood is, if I could because I was doing all this video stuff, but also putting on events around the country, connecting people, building relationships, I realized if I could take my specialized knowledge in, let's say, fundraising, my relationships, my video background, and do it at the highest level and add massive value to the right people. I'm not trying to go for a million people. I'm just going for the right people in terms of being able to pay me exactly what I want. And so what I did is I started doing that in a way where I was getting equity in other companies, acquiring stock in other companies, primarily companies that were going public. And so I took my area of expertise, and not only did I get paid monthly retainers, but also I started getting a lot of stock in companies that became worth millions of dollars. And so that was a unique thing I did. And there's people out there that do that, consulting for equity and other things, but the way I did it was a much different way. And so that's how I get paid. I also put on events around the country, and do I make money from ticket sales? No, but what it does is it brings people together and it allows me to build relationships with the right people that we ultimately go and do business together with. And that could lead again to those companies that we get stock in and we grow.
Yeah. I went to my first mastermind event in December, and man, did I do it too late. And this was like probably like maybe almost 2 years into business. I went there, and my God, I mean, I got my biggest client, which has opened up to so many new relationships, and it's unreal. And so I strongly advise, if you're starting a business, even if you haven't even started it yet, go to an event, find something that you're interested in. For the listeners here, I mean, like, geez,
I agree.
It's unreal. Some of the people that you meet, I mean, just one example, a guy sitting in front of me, I told him I did social media marketing. He goes, "Oh, that's cool. I spend $80,000 a week on Facebook ads." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. We're at a different level here. Got it. Awesome." But dude, so much to learn. And not to mention, like, everyone's passing out their phone number. You need them for something, they're there for you. It's really, really cool creating these relationships.
It challenges you too. Masterminds are so powerful because it challenges you to think bigger, just like that instant there. But also the real power in a mastermind, in my mind, because I run masterminds and I've been a part of them, is really the relationships that are in it. If you have a good mastermind and they're vetted, the people in the room, you build this bond with each other that you all will support each other and go to battle. But also, not only will you do business with them, but they will refer business to you, which covers your mastermind fee. And also you're around cool people. So yeah, I love that. I mean, masterminds and events are a huge component to my success. And I think everybody should find a way to get to these kind of things, because it's proximity. The people you surround yourself with ultimately determine where you're going to go.
Dude, amen. That's awesome. So you're putting on some events right now, right? Or you're getting ready to? What's the one that's coming up everyone should go to?
Yeah, so I'm always doing events, but the one that I do with my wife is called Rise and Record, and we did it last year. We're doing it again this year, and again, I've been doing events for a decade now. But it's all about rising up, sharing your story.
My God, dude, you look like
I like you. I'm 32, but
but no, cool, man. Even at it.
Nice. Sharing your story, utilizing video, and it's in Nashville, Tennessee. Rise and Record, and we just announced too. It's pretty cool. We announced, if you ever heard the band Florida Georgia Line, one of the singers, Brian Kelly, is going to be speaking and performing at our event. So we got some big names. We have a lot of fun, but also the whole thing is connecting good people, like we're talking about here.
Right.
Helping everybody that comes in the room understand how to communicate their story in a way that can build more like and trust their audience, but also inspire others. Because that's I think the thing that most people don't understand with social media is connecting with a deeper connection, authentic self, versus being the guy that knows everything. If you can tell your story and connect with people on a deeper level, they're going to work with you versus somebody else. And so that's really why we do the event Rise and Record.
Cool, man. So the Rise and Record, you got these, I mean, I'm just gonna ask something I'm interested in with you, is you seem to have a connection with this dude, Kevin Harrington. And could you tell people who he is, number one, and how you got to know him and stuff? I'm like, this is just really interesting to me.
Yeah. So Kevin Harrington has been the creator of the infomercial. He started as seen on TV. He got into doing products and businesses, but then he went on Shark Tank. He was the original shark for 2 years on Shark Tank. And then the guy's taken 22 companies to over 100 million. I was a part of one of those companies. 2 of them to multi-billion dollars. One, Celsius, at one time was an $8 billion valuation. He's the guy that really taught me and understood the power of like adding massive value and being part of companies, getting board seats, all that. So Kevin, how I met him is I hired him to speak at my event 7 years ago. But how I even got connected to him before that was I invested in a mentor who did a deal with Kevin on Shark Tank. And so I paid the fees, I paid the prices, I added value. And then I've been doing deals with Kevin since 2016. We did a book launch together. We did a TV show together, the documentary that won some Emmys. Kevin is really, my business partner in almost everything that I do. And his son, Brian, which is my age too. So Kevin, Brian, and I, we do a lot of endeavors together. And to really answer your question, like, how did I get connected with somebody like that? And this could relate to anybody. You want to get connected to anybody in the world. For one, here's what I wanted to do. Why did I want to get connected with him in the first place? I saw what he's did in business, and I said, I want to be like him in my own way. And so I knew I had to be around him and get him in my proximity and learn from him, but also get in business with him. So what did I do as a long game? I researched him, I studied him, I invested in people around him. I eventually invested in him. I paid him. When you get paid, people pay attention. You want to get somebody's attention and get through the bullshit, just pay them. Just do it.
That's right.
And so that's what I did. And then I just kept adding value. And then when you add so much value to somebody, they want you around. And so that's for anybody. And that's how I've applied getting connected to anybody in life is what are their goals? What do they need help in? How can I help them achieve it? And really come from a place of, I don't need anything. I'm just going to help you. And in return, reciprocity will kick in. So that's the story of Kevin Harrington. It's definitely a great friend and business partner.
It's cool. Yeah. I can even tell through social that he wasn't just like someone who followed you or like knew you or that you paid for him to speak at an event once. You could tell that there's like a friendship going on, which is really just like cool. There's a deeper level of connection there. And I just want to like piggyback on top of a little bit of what you're saying is like, don't go and ask someone what you can do for them, because that's like asking them to do work to figure out what they could do, you could do for them. So
just do it.
Just do it. Right. And then the other aspect of it is, dude, you're 100% right, dude. Like if you want someone's attention, pay them. I remember Brad Lee, I sent him a DM one time. I was like, hey man, today's your lucky day. Send me your PayPal account. Send it over to me. I just sent him a couple $1,000. And I was like, all right, can I book an hour on your calendar? And he gave me his email to his assistant, and I ended up chatting with him and stuff. But yeah, dude.
Brad is a good dude. I got to shout out to Brad. I like him. Maybe that's where you first met me, through Brad. But Brad is we were just together in New York, and I've definitely sent him a decent amount of money. But we both sent each other money. He's the guy I love about Brad is he just says it how it is, and that's why he's built a raving fan base. Is because he's just him. And when you can just be you, people are gonna love you and people will hate you. But I'm glad, like, that whole concept, that's so smart for you to do that, because the same thing for me. And by the way, I've done that. I've said, hey, send me your PayPal, send me your Venmo, and I'll send them money. Yep. Like, people that get paid, pay attention. If you want anything done, find a way to pay people or get somebody else to pay them and add value to them. There's always a way.
Yep. And the other shortcut is just go to one of these damn events. My God, like it's unreal. And then you just have to go up to them, talk to them. That's really all it is. It's free. You get an experience out of it. Like, I don't know about you, but I love traveling now. Every month I'm somewhere else, every single month.
Same here.
Yeah. It's a blast. I'm meeting new people, like getting phone numbers and stuff. And like, to put in perspective, that mastermind I went to is $20,000 a year. And I got a $50,000 a year client who later on added another $20,000 a year in revenue. I'm like, just one client. And these referred an insane amount of like clients on top of it. So it's just like, dude, even if you
When,
don't, you got to
when you make that kind of investment, you also got to go in knowing you're going to get the return. Because some people are like, oh, I'm worried I'm not going to get it. Anytime I make an investment, I look at worst case scenario, I'm still going to win. And that's, if you don't have that mindset, you're never going to be fully committed. And so the fact that, like, I love that you did that. When you think about it, anytime, even somebody, when they invest 30,000 with me for a mastermind, I say, no matter what, you have to be fully committed because you're going to get your return back. And that's how you're going to look at it. And it's, you got to have that mindset. And people listening, change your mindset and how you're saying things. You're investing in your future and you're going to get the return. It's not an expense, not a cost. It's an investment.
Yeah. It's flipping the switch for like, how is this going to go wrong to, wow, look at all the things that are going to happen from this. You know what I mean? like
100%.
Of course it's going to go wrong if you're going to do this. The first thing you're thinking about is how, like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get my investment back or whatever. Like, dude, it's so worth it. I'm probably going to end up buying a ticket to your event, man. Cause I mean, like,
awesome.
I don't have anything planned for October yet. That's when it is. When is it coming up?
So wait, I'm calling you out now. Are you committed? October 19th to the 21st. Everybody's listening. Are you going to buy a ticket today?
October 19th through the 20th?
21st.
Where's the link? I got them.
Everybody listening right now. We're doing a deal right here.
Doing a deal live.
On the call.
Let me see.
I sent in the link. Rise and record. Lesson here.
I think I got it from my riseandrecord.com. You got a good
yes. By the way, while we're doing this, I'm going to share this while you're doing your checkout. Everybody listening, here's something I've learned in sales. I've closed some of the biggest deals in history.
Where's it located? Hold up. I'm so sorry, brother. What?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Got it.
So here's the thing, everybody. By the way, the 3 days for the people that get the elite ticket. But everybody listening right now, here's the lesson learned in sales. If you really believe in what you're offering somebody, if you really believe in it, it's your duty to help that person by selling your services to them. And also you have to ask for the sale. Most people pussyfoot around. They don't get to the point. You got to ask for it. Even you got to have the confidence when you go into something. I had the other day asking for over $1 million worth of stock in a company. And I believed in the value we provided. You have to have that conviction. You have to ask, but you also have to know the value you provide. And you have to communicate that to the other person. And you also have to deliver it. So just whatever industry you're in, did you do it? Oh, look at that, everybody. He committed. He bought a ticket. Thank you for your payment. Keaton, I love it, man. I like you taking action, man. You're already connected with me on a deeper level.
That's it, brother. Awesome. And I got a present coming for you. I got a present going your way too. We'll have two going. We do a gift card, and you happen to be selected as one of the people we're doing some free videos for too. Let
me ask you this, Keaton. This is because I've been doing this game a long time, and I love it. I like you. I started podcasting 7 years ago. Oh, cool. I did a show that did 422 episodes. You know why I started podcasting? 2 ways. One, it was building a brand and audience. But 2, it was for me to do business deals with people on the other side of the podcast.
That's it, brother. Well, business deals or like relationships, dude. Like I have a few people that have been on here and they're not ever going to do business with me, but they've referred business to me. And it's like been awesome.
So let me ask you this. What is your core when you get somebody on a show? What's the next step for you? Do you send them a package? Do you set up a call? Like, how do you find ways to work together? Tell me, I want to hear you share with the audience. What is your process? So,
well, first off, I reach out and say, hey man, I'd love to have you on the podcast. I loved your episode on this thing that I saw. And I actually did listen to it. Right. And I'm picking the people I wanted to be on here because I think I'll be able to connect with them, or they're going to provide value to my listeners. That's that's really what I'm going for. But to be honest with you, I don't have a good follow-up system to try and, connect with them and do business with them afterwards. If I'm being completely honest with you.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't really have a good answer because I think I should. right? I want to make it an excuse, but honestly, I think I should. I haven't thought about it, to be honest with you.
So here's one thing you want to do is at the end of the show, given the vibe, give somebody your number or get their number, because that's the quickest way to, somebody like me, I'm going to get 100 emails today. And so we got on the show. I think we had to reschedule. I think it was going back and forth. But like when you get on a show and you can get the face-to-face interaction, you can build rapport with somebody. You already built connection because you bought a ticket to one of my events, which means, hey, that's something that's important to me. So Amen. You found a way to connect with me further, but stay connected. So for me, in my case, get my number, somebody else, get their number, stay connected, see how you can help them, build rapport. Eventually, you might go to an event and meet them, and then it might turn into, hey, can you do this service for my business? That's the name of the game right here. This is for listeners right now, real life experience of how Keaton and myself built my career through doing podcasting, building relationships, and then doing business with those people.
That's it, brother. That's awesome, man. And dude, do what I just did. Don't be afraid to buy either. You know what I mean? Like that's the other, like sometimes you can't help that other person, but that person can help you, you know, and that's okay. You can spend money.
It's also too, like we talked about this before, the whole Kevin thing, like people, you go to somebody and say, hey, how can I help you? That's making a job for them. Exactly. If you do the work for them and help them, but also if you can find a way to just get their attention by giving value to them, they're going to change your whole perspective of how they look at you versus some person that's asking for help. Because every day, somebody wants something from me. People of influence, somebody wants something. How can you come from a place of what can I do for you and actually do it?
That's it. I know we're running tight on time. Normally I have an hour.
Yeah, we got 7 minutes. I want you to do the questions.
Yeah, I got like 3 questions I always ask my guests, and I want you to be a part of it. Number one, really quick, if you had only one book to suggest to everyone to read that everyone should read, what's that book going to be? Really quick.
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
That is one of the most popular answers on the show. So guys, if you haven't read it yet, go get it. I got like a leather bound copy right there. And then what's the biggest regret you have in your life?
Honestly, I don't think I have any regrets.
Okay.
I've made a lot of mistakes, and I've almost faced bankruptcy, almost lost everything, but that actually made me stronger, which made me into the entrepreneur I am today. So I wouldn't say I have any regrets.
Cool. Awesome. And then if you could go back in time and you could talk to yourself, right? But you can only tell yourself 3 sentences. Okay. So what age would you go back to? And what would those 3 sentences be? And I always leave it up to the guests if they want to explain why they chose those 3 sentences or not.
Let's see if I can do. I know what I want to say, but let's see if 3 sentences. Go back to my 18-year-old self. Figure out what you want. Find somebody else that's already achieved it.
Okay.
Find a way to get in business with that person. Find a way to add value to that person and get in business with them.
Cool. That's awesome, man. I'm just going to wrap it up and be respectful of your time. I really appreciate you, squeezing me in. You're prepping for all sorts of stuff, doing $1 million deals, hanging out with Kevin Harrington and all this type of stuff, dude. Really, really appreciate you taking the time to come on, and I'll be seeing you in Nashville. And I tell you what, if by chance I can't make it out there, let's say there's a family obligation, like, dude, I got my daughter's preschool graduation coming up on Thursday. That's something I'm not going to miss. What I will do is I'll gift it to someone who I think really should be at your event. So either way, we'll do that.
I like it. You're going to make it. You're going to make it.
I'm going to make it. But dude, I'll tell you what, family comes first, no matter.
I agree. I agree.
That's the only thing. But no, I just paid the money. You saw the confirmation. Check your email. You'll see the stripe. Yeah. So anyways, man, thank you so much. And guys, share this out. There's definitely someone that could listen to this and get something out of it, even if it wasn't for you, which it probably was. But if it wasn't, go share it out. Leave us a 5-star review. And until next time, peace.